Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our last 2 weeks together this winter term. And this is a bit of a transition into spring. So with that in mind, we're working with mind emotions, and I'm going to be focusing on honoring nature and our connection to nature. And if you look at indigenous cultures across the world, cross-culturally, their original connection to the divine was always through nature, from what I have seen in my own studies. So just bringing that in. Hands up. Beside your hips, inhale, bringing the arms beside you as you radiate like the sun. So lots of nature themes today. And exhale, bringing the hands down through that radiance. And you're welcome to bend your knees at the bottom. Inhale, radiating like the sun, spreading the fingers apart. And if you'd like, adding a back arch, just notice how that feels in your body. It might feel better to be straight up. Exhale, bringing the arms down. And again, bowing the head to the heart and looking at the feet if you like. Just do this in your own timing. You all know the practice now. Visualizing that radiant sun, and notice if there are any areas that seem a little darker. It might be one side that's a little hard to visualize that radiance. So do your best to just fill any of those dark areas with some radiance. Jyotishmati. This means radiance. The Yoga Sutra says by meditating on that radiance, it lessens our suffering, our mental suffering. And when you're ready, bringing the hands to the heart. Inhale, arms to the sides, any height that feels good for your neck and shoulders, palms up or palms down. Just notice which feels better for your neck and shoulders. And as you exhale, gather up that radiance to the heart center, bow the head to the heart, bringing that radiance back to its source deep within your heart, your soul, your what we call Purusha, that stillness within. Inhale, expanding out into the world with that radiance all around you. And exhale, gathering it back to its source deep within you. Bowing the head to the heart. Inhale. Adding Om if you like, or you can just ha or hum. Om. Inhale. Just keep this going your own timing. Placing one hand below the navel. Just feeling the breath move the spine. As you inhale, can you feel the heart expand and the belly expand? And as you exhale, can you feel the belly just naturally draw in and the chest fall? You can lengthen that. Inhale, try to breathe into the chest all the way down to the lower ribs, front, sides, and backs, and then all the way to the belly. And exhale, draw the belly in as the chest falls. Just do this in your own timing, your own way. You can just meditate or lengthen the breath. A bit more focus on pranayama today, and next week as we open the heart, we also want to ground through the legs and feet from the belly button down. So I often think of the image of a flower opening. It's got to have its roots firmly planted. Otherwise, you don't get that bloom without nourishing from below. Energetically, we are very similar as humans. We might have a beautiful open heart, but without grounding for that openness, we tend to get toppled over by life. So when you're ready, you're going to bring your feet together, and we're going to add the arms coming up to the sides as we come on our toes, if that works for you. And exhale again through that radiance, coming down. I'm going to leave the legs straight now, so more classical Tadasana. You can add Nyasam with the fingers if you want. Inhale, the thumb coming up, the index finger. And exhale, the index finger coming down the thumb and then flicking at the bottom. If you want to add that or not, we've done that the last few weeks. Inhale, the thumb coming up the middle finger, pressing as hard as you can, getting into all those upper back, neck, and shoulder nerves. Exhale, coming down, middle finger coming down the thumb. Inhale, thumb coming up the index finger. And exhale, ring finger rather, coming down the thumb. Sorry about that. You probably knew what I meant. Inhale, thumb coming up the little finger. And little finger coming down the thumb. And flick. And if you're ready, inhale, coming up, staying in the pose, interlock the fingers, coming up. Exhale, heels down, stretch away. Stretching the whole spine. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, release. Now this is hurting your shoulders for shoulder injuries. Just drop your shoulders down on that exhale movement. So I'm going to show that now. Inhale up. Exhale, your hands can come on top of your head and you can drop your shoulders down. So if you've got some shoulder injuries, that might feel better. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, coming down. So pick one of those variations or another variation you know that works for you from our classes. This is neck and shoulder work, as well as the whole spine. And the legs, of course. The feet, the ankles, working very hard. This pose develops concentration. Very good to do balancing poses if you're feeling a bit ungrounded, unrooted. Last time. We're going to go into some side bends. Inhale, coming up with or without the toes, your choice. You can interlock the fingers or palms together or cross the hands at the elbows. Exhale, coming to one side, or you can bring one arm down. We've been working on that as well. So that lower arm can come down if it feels better. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, other side, or leave the hands together. And trying to align your shoulders, your hips. Doing this your own timing. You can keep up on those toes as long as possible if you're working with strengthening ankles. Coming down to stretch into the lower back, the hips. Some requests for lower back work today. And if you feel ready, staying on your left side, or in yoga therapy, we often start with our easier side. So if you know one of these sides is hard, you can actually go to the side that's easier for you. You can work at the wall or just here in the center, and you could add a crossed foot, see how that feels, see which foot feels better. You can use the wall if you like. And just breathing here, switching sides if it's too much. So this can help. Some of you have asked about sciatic nerve. This kind of work also can help with that. Stretching into the side body. Try to add some piriformis stretches for sciatic nerve today. Lower back. Just adjusting those arms. Yeah, I see some of you adjusting your arms. Please do that to comfort. And when you're ready, coming out. And notice how you feel. So let's add a little bit of twist to that upper back, neck, and shoulders. So inhale. Let's bring the arms shoulder height. We've had a lot of over the shoulders, just the arms up at the sides. And then you're going to exhale. You're going to come to your left and you bring your front hand to your heart. The other hand comes behind. Try to keep your hips facing forward. It's also really working with the neck. Inhale, center, and exhale, other side. So try to keep those hips forward. Now, if you have a hard time doing that, if you bend the knees, that might help you keep your hips forward. So play with that. You could also do this with the arms overhead. This is a bit more classical. Is doing it with the arms overhead, interlocked fingers or palms together. So you can try that. I personally prefer the arms at shoulder height, so I'm going to do that variation. Just feel that in your upper back, neck, and shoulders. Again, bending the knees can help you distinguish between the lower body from the waist down and the upper body from the waist up. So when we twist in yoga, we're either twisting the upper body or the lower body, which took me about 10 years to figure out, but it's pretty obvious once you hear it. You're like, oh yeah, just good to know that. And if you like, you can stay on one side and breathe there. About 3 or 4 breaths. And then inhale, other side. Again, if you have pain, we tend not to stay in poses when we have pain. In this yoga therapy tradition, we keep it moving. So if you have any discomfort or pain, you might want to keep it moving. That is not always true, but often true. When you're ready, coming out of it, inhale, center, and exhale, release. And just notice how you feel. Let's just do a side bend for the neck. Since we've been working with the neck here. Exhale, side, inhale, center, exhale, side, inhale, center. And if you like, after doing that 3 to 4 rounds, left and right, you might want to stay or you might want to keep it going. This is morning for you. Often keeping things moving for quite a while is a better approach. As we warm up the entire body and let's rest. Could add the same hand on the head of the side you're on. You could look down. Switching sides if you're staying. I often forget to do this stretch, and whenever I do it, I remember, oh, I should do this more often. It's very simple, very effective. It's not an official yoga pose. My Iyengar teacher used to call these pre-yoga poses, these poses that prepare for classical poses. Just notice if one side is tighter than the other. And when you feel complete coming out of it, that often opens up the head. So actually with mind emotions, it's good we're working in this area. All right, so we're going to work with our first forward bend. We're going to start with one side at a time. So I'm coming to the back of my mat or whatever area you're in. Bring your left foot forward in a step, your right foot turning out. And we're going to inhale, bring both arms up or just one arm, your choice on that. So if you prefer, you can play with one arm. It's less weight and it might balance your spine. So we've worked on that before. So that's a good variation to consider. Exhale, forward bend. Now coming to your place, you could come to your hands on a chair. You could come to your hands on your thigh, your shin, or by your feet. You could have blocks that you come to. Inhale. The arms could go sides if you're working with neck and shoulders, or lower back. For strengthening, bring your arms in front. Exhale, starting position. So your choice on all those things. I've taught you a lot of arm variations. Please do individualize that for yourselves. We're going to do this 4 times in your own timing. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Inhale, coming up. The arms are in front. Arms move first in line with the ears and then come up. Exhale, starting position. You can always skip this starting position piece, but it is a lovely piece to just bring you back to the center. 2 more times on your own. And last time. I'm going to stay at the bottom. If this is not comfortable, you can keep it moving. Inhale, lift the chest, extend the back. Exhale, forward fold. And just notice how this feels in the front leg, possibly in the spine, the lower back. Again, if it's too much, you can come out of it and rest or just go up and down. We're going to stay now. Feel free to add a twist to that stay, especially if you're working with your lower back. If you twist to your left, you'll feel that QL area stretching in the hip, lower back. For scoliosis, it might be better, depending on your curve, to go to the other side. Sometimes you have one inner thigh that's a lot tighter due to a twist in the spine. So play with that. Or you might just stay center. When you're ready, do come back to the center. Just gradually come up with a bent knee. No arms. Very simply, after that deep stretch, step back. Find your samastiti right in the center. And notice how you feel. We're going to do the other side. Right foot coming forward, the left foot turns out, can turn out before you step forward, which I showed this time. Inhale, arms coming up, same thing on this side. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale center. I'll do one with you. Exhale forward. That back foot, you can turn it out or align it more with your front foot. Heel to heel alignment, heel to arch, your choice. You want to have good balance. Often one side is different than the other. Exhale, release. And keep this going 3 more times, your own timing. Again, you can just use one arm if you prefer. Keep the other hand behind you. Long, smooth breaths. When you finish your 4, stay at the bottom if it's comfortable, or keep it moving. Pausing between inhale and exhale. At the end of the 4th, staying down. Feel free to twist to one side. So on this side, if you want to get into that quadratus lumborum, QL on the left, you turn your hands to the right. If you want to get into the groin, or the inner thigh, or the front leg, turn to the left. And you can do both of these, or just stay center, your choice. You're ready, coming to the center. Sorry, I forgot this piece. Let's do it now. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine, sthiti, exhale, forward bend. Inhale, lift the spine, lengthen. Exhale, forward bend.
2 more on your own. And at the end, stepping forward, feet parallel. And just stay in your forward bend, Uttanasana. Compressing your spine and relaxing the mind. Bring your rib cage forwards. These forward bends, very helpful for relaxing the nervous system. Feel free to bend your knees at any time. Feel the effect on your lower back in terms of stretching. Adjust your hands to comfort. Open big toes, hands underneath the soles of your feet. I like to put my hands behind my calves. When you're ready, coming up, your own timing, inhale halfway up, exhale, stay. Inhale the rest of the way up, just take your time out of this deep forward fold. And notice how you feel. I hope you didn't eat a big breakfast. I usually just have a couple of tablespoons of nut butter before I do a 10 o'clock class. So just, yeah, you don't want to have too much in your stomach, or a little yogurt, something like that, or a smoothie. All right, just finding your samastiti. Hopefully you're feeling both feet activated now. Okay, so we're going to go into our twists. Had some requests for that. So let's just start with side bends, and then we'll move into twists. We'll do both of those movements of the spine. Inhale. Your feet are one leg width apart, and feet are approximately parallel. Your feet don't have to be one full leg width, whatever's comfortable. And turn your feet out to comfort. If parallel feet doesn't work for your bones, then adjust your feet so your knees are comfortable. That's the most important thing. Feel free to have a chair in front of you or blocks. Okay. Oops, I'm gonna put them that way. And you can just have one block as well. Inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, twisting to your left. So we're going to start as we did earlier. Inhale, center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, center. Exhale, other side. Just keep that going. Do our side bends after the rotated twists. And you can keep that going, or if you want to go a little further, start twisting to one side, aligning those shoulders. Inhale, center, exhale, other side. Now I've got my hands behind me right now as I twist, just to take the pressure off the neck. You can always bend the knee of the leg you're moving towards. And you don't have to align the shoulders, but if you can, you'll get more rotation. Some of you might be able to go further to your leg. That hand can be behind again. So below the knee, you can bring the hand. And some of you might be able to go all the way to the foot. This goes more into the lower back. Now, if you want to focus more on your upper back, I'd suggest coming to the center. So I'm going to show that in a minute. So this works really with the flexibility of the lower back rather than the upper back. If you want to work a little harder for your upper back, bring your hand to the seat of a chair or to a block in the center and come to that place. So your block, you can use just one block as well. It's just a little less stable. But if you only have one, that works quite well. And that top arm can be up or it can be on your lower back. So both ways. I'll just show, again, adjusting the height of whatever prop you're using to comfort. And if it's comfortable, you can stay in your twist. So I'll show both ones. So the center one, this is more focused on upper back, neck, and shoulders. Top hand up or hand on your lower back. You can look at the side wall. You can look down. You can move your head up and down. As you exhale, look up. As you inhale, look down. This is wonderful for the neck and shoulders. Or you can go more towards the side. And that's going to work more with your lower back. So I'm going to work with my upper back. It's much harder for me. Classical pose on this one's always very easy for me. This one's much harder. And then switch sides when you're ready. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, other side. So I'm going to show the lower back version first. So hand anywhere in your leg that you want. Your top hand on your lower back or up to the sky. When you're down in the full pose, it's easier to have the hand up. You can inhale, untwist, look down, exhale, twist, look to your side wall or up to the sky. You can do the same in the center, any height with that block or chair. You could have your forearm on a chair. And I'm going to do that twist of the head, exhale, looking side or up or down, and inhale, I'm looking down. So it's neck and shoulders. And you can always play with that arm as well. That's another variation. Sorry, there's a lot of them. I'm just thinking one of you who likes nerve flossing, I bet you'll like moving your arm up and down. And when you're ready, just coming out of this, let's do a slight Pratiloma counter pose. All right, let's do a little squatting. So inhale, arms side, nature theme today. Exhale, hugging that tree. Pick a tree of your choice. I'm thinking of a big cedar, all those beautiful roots. And inhale, feel the branches. Maybe with a cedar, just think of it receiving a lot of rain this year and getting nice and green. All those nourishing oils from the cedars that we have here in British Columbia. In India, in Ayurvedic medicine, we use neem oil. In Australia, they use Melaleuca, I think that's what they call it. And here in BC, we have the cedar oil. It's very similar, antiseptic properties. So I'm squatting here, doing a half squat, Ardha Uttanasana. If you like, do a land acknowledgement for the land that you find yourself on today. That's appropriate for you. Think of the indigenous culture that was there before the settlers. And just finishing up. This variation is also wonderfully balancing for the hips. I know a lot of you working with hip balancing.
And just find in your place. Notice how you feel. We now are going to go to the side bends, which I promised you. So feet apart in that triangle pose again. So the last one we did was Trikonasana Parivriti, the twisted triangle, 3 angles. Trikonasana, 3 angle pose. And now is the Parshva variation, the side variation, Uttita Trikonasana. Inhale, arms side. Exhale, just coming side to side. Now that arm can be up or it can be down. So you can bring your hand behind you if you prefer. Or if you want to work with a bit of nerve flossing, you could bring it to the side. I'm just going to bring that in for some of you who want to work with nerve flossing. This is a variation and flexing the fingers to the side on the inhale, and then exhale. I'm scooping one hand to the heart and stretching the other one away. So feel free to add that for neck and shoulders. You can play with bringing the hand back or center or front. That stretches different nerves if you're working with that. I know a lot of you like the nerve flossing. And to classical Trikonasana, just hands, creating more triangles, your arms rather. And this rhythmic movement is said to be a great resource for pain, physical pain or mental pain, suffering, mental suffering. Stress. Just enjoy that rhythmic movement back and forth. For those of you who want to stay, feel free to stay. If you want to add a little bit more, you can add that upper arm as you inhale and exhale. You can bring it back and look down. This is neck and shoulders. Inhale, lengthen it along your ear, and exhale, bring it back, looking down. Your choice. You can keep it just moving side to side if this is too much. There you go. And exhale, hand up and back and look away. Excuse me, inhale, center. Exhale, other side. Uttita Trikonasana, you can just stay here. You can go up and down. You can bring that hand behind. Just stay there. So your pose might be that. Or inhale, extend your arm. That will get more into your lower back, this piece. And then exhale, hand back, palm up, look away, down at your foot with your head, and feel the stretch in the side of the neck and shoulder. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, hand up, back, look away. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And coming up. Exhale, release. Keep parallel. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, arms coming up by your sides. Exhale, namaste position coming forward. Inhale, coming up. Sorry about that. That's Walter's work phone going off. Exhale, forward fold. Let's add an Om. Inhale up. Inhale up. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Just checking in with your heart. You can cross your hands. You can do that butterfly tapping if you like, or just classically, hands in. Anjali Mudra, Namaste position. If you like, bring one hand to the belly. Making sure that open heart is grounded through the legs and feet. Inhale, chest to belly, exhale, belly to chest. Counting your breath inside your head. Inhale 4 to 8 seconds, exhale the same. And just moving into stillness. Inhale Om. Exhale Namo. Or in English, inhale let. Exhale go. Like tip of the tongue, roof of the mouth. Do our last set. We're going to do some warrior and then these forward bends to the 4 directions. So at the back of the mat, bringing the left foot forward and the right foot turned out. So I'm going to give you a choice on this. So you can either bring your arms at the sides as we inhale, so like this, or you can bring the arms straight up and you can have the palms facing the front or facing each other. Just notice which feels better in your shoulders. Okay, so we're just going to do Virabhadrasana, and your choice whether you want to work with the upper back or lower back. So left foot forward,
right foot turned out, and you can do a combination. So I'll show the combo in case you're not sure. So inhale, arms at the sides. Exhale, hands center. Inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, release. And again, you can just do one of those if you prefer. Just keep it going, your own timing. Inhale, arms center. Now the palms can be front, up, or down. Notice that. Your shoulders, exhale, center. If you want, you can press your palms away and stretch the upper back. Inhale, arms coming up. The palms can be together or apart. Palms can be facing forward. And exhale, release. So play with all of that for your neck and shoulders. On your own now, 2 more times, 2 more rounds. I'm going to swivel around to the other side, or you can just switch feet, stepping back. Your choice on that. Making sure you have enough room. All right, so we're going to begin. Inhale, arms sides, palms forward, palms down, palms up, your choice. Exhale, center. If you like, bring the hands away from you, stretch the upper back. Can keep that going, or inhale, the lower back for strengthening, arms coming up, palms together, or palms apart, facing each other or forward. Exhale, release. Keep this going 3 more times on your own, 3 more rounds. Just finishing up your last round. If you're already finished, just go into Samastiti and wait. Stepping back, that's comfortable. Finding your Samastiti. Let the breath rest. Okay. So we're going to do forward bends in 4 directions. Just make sure you have room around you to move your arms side on top of you and below you. So I'll show quickly. I'm facing to my east. So if that works for you, find your eastern direction if you know where that is in your space. And you might want to watch me first. If facing east means you can't see me. So inhale, the arms coming up by your sides. Exhale, forward bend, drawing your belly in, your hands coming down just about halfway. I'm going to bend my knees a bit to protect my lower back, but we could do it with straight legs. So that's to your east. Inhale, coming up. And you step to your right. Face the south. Exhale. To the south. Inhale, center, arms up. Exhale to the west. Inhale, coming up. Exhale to the north. Inhale, coming up, center. Exhale, forward fold. So you can keep your hands long like this, or you can bring them to your heart. So coming all the way down to the earth, the lower direction, the Pana, the earth, Prithvi, the Panavayu, Prithvi, the earth. Inhale, arms in line with your ears, coming up and looking up to the sky. You can add a little back bend if you like, or just look straight up. And then exhale, hands coming to your sides, palms up. This is the side direction, coming halfway down with your spine. That one looks like this. Inhale up. And exhale, hands to the center, finding your center. Okay, so we're going to do a few rounds of this so you get it, so you don't have to think about it at some point, I hope. Okay, so you basically, the arm part, in my opinion, is not so important. It's more the direction. So if having your arms straight like this doesn't work for you, I think a beautiful modification is just bring your hands to your heart each time, and that might feel better for your neck and shoulders. Okay, all right. And then just a reminder, so you do the east, the south, the west, the north. You're back to your east, and you've done an inhale. You exhale, come forward. I'm going to show with the hands coming to the heart, but the arms could be forward. So I like doing it this way. And then inhale, you can leave the hands at the heart or stretch up. And then you go to the upper direction. So downward, upper, and then to the sides, the side direction, you have your palms facing forward. And again, bend your knees as needed. Okay, you could have a, just don't go down as far if it's hurting your back, and bend your knees and bring your hands in. Hope that all makes sense. So let's start. This is called Ding Namaskaram, and this slight variation on what Ramaswamy teaches, a very senior teacher of Krishnacharya. I met him in Chennai my last trip, and learned this from one of his students. So feet together or apart. Inhale, arms coming up. It goes with the chant. We're not going to do the chant today. I'm facing east. Namaste to the east direction. Inhale, coming up. Stepping right. Namaste to the south direction. And inhale, coming up, turning to your right. Namaste to the west direction. Inhale, coming up. Namaste to the northern direction. Inhale, coming up, facing east. Namaste to the downward direction, to the earth, coming all the way down. Inhale, coming up.
Namaste to the upper direction, looking up if you can. And exhale, forward, hands at the side, palms up. Namaste to the side directions. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands to the heart, finding your center in all of those directions. Samastiti, even standing. So, can we do this on our own, or do you want me to call it out still? Can you just give me a thumbs up or down if you think you can do it on your own? Thumb up or thumb down. Let me just see. A bit of participant interaction here. Okay, all right. Because it's nice if you're not listening to me, right? Just do it in your own timing, whatever arms you want. This is a modification. If you need to for the arms and legs, bend the legs as needed, bend the arms as needed. Okay, when you're ready, just begin. And complete finding your samastiti and rest. And when you're ready, coming on your back. Just as a counter pose, we're going to do Dvipada Pidam Bridge. There are a lot of forward bends. Forward bends are often a counter pose to things, but we want to have a slight counter pose to a lot of forward bends by arching the spine. Just why I did warrior first. Inhale, lifting the hips up, and exhale, coming down. And if you want to do a different version of Dvipada Pidam Bridge, feel free to do that. And if you'd like to angle your camera down so I can see, that would be lovely, but your choice. And you can also always turn your camera off if you just want to have that privacy. Feel free to stay in the pose after repeating 4 to 6 times. Maybe adjusting the arms, palms up, maybe interlocking the fingers. Be careful of that.
When you're ready, coming down. Bringing your knees to your chest as you exhale. Inhale, legs to the sky, arms overhead, floor behind you, or just to the sky if that hurts your shoulders. Exhale, knees to chest. Inhale, place the feet down and lift the hips up. So we're going to have vinyasa, 3 poses. Bridge pose, inhale. Exhale, knees to chest. Inhale, legs to sky, arms your choice. Exhale, knees to chest. Inhale, bridge. Exhale, Uttanasana, knees to chest. Inhale, Urdhva Prasrita Padasana, legs to sky. Exhale, Uttanasana, knees to chest. Inhale, Dvipadakidam, bridge. Last time. Exhale, knees to chest, Uttanasana. Inhale, legs to sky, Urdhva Prasrita Padasana. Exhale, knees to chest, Uttanasana. And then just coming out of it, moving into windshield wipers, side to side. So we're going to work into the hips a little bit. A lot of you have hip stuff going on. Just side to side. As you exhale, twisting, inhale, center. If you like variation, leaving your knees up, just bring one knee down at a time. Bring the knee towards the big toe of the foot that's down and stretching the thigh and into the knee. This prepares for Supta Virasana, for those of you who know that pose. Into the center, bringing the knees to the chest. I'm going to suggest you put a block or a pillow underneath the buttocks, but you don't have to. You can see what I'm going to do before you make that choice. I'm going to cross the left foot over the right and bringing the knees towards my shoulders. And this is getting into that piriformis area, the outside of the hip. As you exhale, knees in, inhale, knees away. You can hold on to anywhere on your legs that you can. So the shins will make it more intense as you spread the feet apart. Inhale, release, exhale towards you. And you can do this without the block. The block just helps you get your knees a little closer. And you could do figure 4 pose if you prefer. If you know that works better for you than this. I like this one because it doesn't get into the knees for those who have hip joints that work a little bit differently than others. It depends how that trochanter is inside that hip joint, the angle of it, switching sides. So you can choose that according to your body, how open you want that top leg. So if you have tighter hips, probably what I'm doing is going to work a little better. And this can help with sciatic nerve issues in the lower back. We're going to switch sides. We're going to do one more round. Again, you could switch your variation. You could go to the figure 4. If you know that that also is accessible, you can do this at the wall if you prefer. You can have one hand opening the hip as you do that exhale. If you like, you could have the foot at the wall. So lots of variations. I'm using my left elbow to open my left hip. Just be careful. If it's too much, just cross the knees. Let's switch sides. The variation of Uttanasana, or the classical, is holding the big toe. Okay, I don't necessarily suggest that. We're preparing for sitting cross-legged perhaps at the end for pranayama. Uttanasana, knees to chest. Inhale, knees away. Exhale, stay here. On the hold after exhale, bring your knees to your chest as you hold after exhale. This is preparing for hold after exhale in pranayama. Seated breathing. Inhale, knees away. Exhale, stay. On the hold after exhale, bring your knees to your chest. And you can do this without the hands on the knees to work that mula bandha, the root lock from the pelvic floor to the belly button a bit more. Exhale, stay. On the hold after exhale, move the knees towards the chest. You can add an additional hold after exhale in the position. That's a very long hold. This is therapeutically used to relieve the mind of anxiety. Physically, it might help with constipation. And it also helps with bladder issues, bladder control issues. Let's keep that going. It's strengthening for the core. When you're ready, just hugging the knees into the chest. All right, so from here, we're going to go onto the right side of the body. I'm going to do an Untitled sleeping Vishnu pose, which I know one of you at least really likes, and I think more than one of you. Doing a bit of greatest hits in the last couple of weeks for all of you. So I'm bending the lower leg. Classically, the leg is straight, and classically, you're also holding your head up with your hand. I'm resting my head on the outstretched arm. That's hurting your neck. Put a block or a pillow under the head and just relax that bottom arm forward. So your choice on that. I'm going to bend the lower leg, and I'm going to stretch my lower arm under my ear. Inhale, left hand joining right if you can, otherwise just bring it overhead and that right arm could be forward. Stretching my top foot, my left foot away as much as I can, stretching the hip.
Exhale, bring that leg up, the knee facing towards the camera as the hand comes to the thigh. I'm flexing the foot. Inhale, pointing the toes as the foot comes down and the arm comes up. And decompressing that hip by stretching that toe away. And just keep this going. Very strengthening for the lower back and the hip in particular, but that affects the lower back. And I discovered this variation that I created for myself. It decompresses the hip. It can decompress the hip, I should say, and the side of the lower back. Got one hip that's higher than the other, which many of us have. This can be very helpful. So that's a few of you in the room. And after you've done a round 6, you're going to come onto your belly. So we're going to do an around the clock version that I created for fun, also as review. So your hands, they can be under your shoulders. They can be under your forehead with the palms crossed. I'm going to start with that. You do not have to lift the head if this is too much. You can lift just the leg, okay? I'm going to do Shalabhasana, Ardha Shalabhasana. And sorry, with the hand version, the fingertips are touching each other. Inhale, you're going to bring your left hand up. You press the right one down and lift that right leg up. Exhale, release, come down. I'm keeping the chin in. Inhale, other side. Pressing the left hand down. Left leg up, right hand is coming up, exhale, coming down. Keep that going, or if that feels easy, bring your hands to a diamond shape and do the same thing. Opposite leg to arm, inhale up, exhale, down. Just keeping that going. You can also do same arm as leg. This opposite armed for leg is very good for misalignments of the spine of any sort, which most of us have. Notice if one side is easier or harder than the other. And the full classical pose is with the arms overhead. This is much harder. If you can't get much height or it strains your neck, go to one of the other versions. Ardha Shalabhasana. Locust pose. And we're just going to do a little counter before we go to the other hip. Exhale, coming back to child's pose. Just rest the lower back. So that's very strengthening for the lower back and for the upper back, what we just did. If you have a weak lower back, that's one you might want to take home. Also strengthens the shoulders. I particularly like that diamond one, for example, for my shoulders. But when I started this, I remember in my first practice when I was 31 from Mr. Desgachar, I had a version of this, and he had me doing the diamond, and then I tried doing straight arms and I could not do it at all. So I can do more now at 52 than I could at age 31, which is always very heartening. We're going to do the other hip now. Now you could flip right over facing the other direction. I think I'll show that. You guys know this well enough. So now you have your right hip on top. Okay. So inhale, stretching away, palms together. Lower leg is bent. Exhale, top leg coming up, your right leg. Your right hand is coming to your thigh. Your knee is facing forward. Inhale, extending nice and long. Decompress that hip. You can bring the foot a little back if you want. And exhale, coming up. Just keep this going. Around 6 times, maybe a few more. Another modification of this is just clamshell. Clamshells, inhale, open the hips, exhale, close. Just finishing up. When you're ready, lying on your back. Bring your knees to your chest. Inhale, knees away. Exhale, knees towards you. You can keep that going, or if you like, stretch your legs long if this feels okay on your lower back. Inhale, arms coming up to Daka Mudra. Exhale, bring one leg up as your arms come down. Inhale, extend. I'm going to point my toes. Exhale, other leg up. Now, if this is too much, you can bend that other leg for support. Inhale, stretching both legs. I'm going to leave my leg down. Try to decompress your hip as you do that inhale movement. You might be able to do it more with that other leg bent. So that might be even better for you. So just play with that. When you're ready, you're going to bring your knees to your chest and just hug them. Feel free to do happy baby if you prefer. Holding the bottoms of the thighs, the ankles, or the feet. And when you feel ready, we're going to end with some seated pranayama and chanting. So get comfortable, any seated position. If sitting doesn't work for you, you may lie down, okay? You can just skip this part and you can just do Ujjayi pranayama instead of the special pranayama I'm going to show. I have prepared your hips for seated cross-legged if that is an option for you. If it hurts your hip, please do not do it. I know what that feels like. I had a couple of years where I was not doing this pose at all, and it can be very uncomfortable. You can put blocks under your knees. I think I'm going to do that today. And I'm sitting on a block behind me as well. And you can sit with your back at the wall as well. So just kind of tune in. I like to put a blanket over me. No, my body doesn't want blocks. Okay, so just listen. All right. So, yes, in Mr. Desavichar's yoga, Krishnamacharya's father's yoga, we don't always end with Shavasana. So I know that's a little strange for some people, but we don't always end with that. So we're going to do Pratiloma Ujjayi pranayama. You're going to inhale both nostrils. You're going to exhale with your left nostril. Now, your right hand, you're either just making a little beak like this,
or those first 2 fingers down and last 2 fingers up. So your choice on that. Inhale both nostrils, exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale both. Now, whenever you're exhaling both, you're doing Ujjayi, you're constricting the throat. Inhale both nostrils, constricting the throat, make that ha sound. Exhale, left nostrils. Inhale left. Exhale both. Okay, we're going to go to the other side now. It's going to go side to side. Inhale both. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale both. Let's just keep going side to side. Inhale both nostrils. Now I keep switching my hands. Classically, it's only your right hand, but feel free to switch the hands side to side. Inhale both nostrils. I'll cue it one more time. Ujjayi pranayama. Exhale left. Half closing that left nostril if you can. Inhale left. Again, half closing the left nostril if you can. Exhale both. Ujjayi, constricting the throat. Inhale both nostrils. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale both. So it's like the letter M. Keep going on your own. So just a review, inhale both nostrils, exhale left, exhale both, inhale both, exhale right, exhale both. Pratiloma Ujjayi pranayama. Pick a ratio that works for you. So 4 to 12 seconds would be kind of the range of most people. And we'll just do a couple of more rounds. Just finishing up your last round. And moving to Ujjayi pranayama. Both nostrils. As you're doing that, I'm just going to do a closing chant from the Śiksavalli, the Taittiriya Upanisat, so from the Vedas, at least 4,000 years old.
Shanno mitrasham varunaha, Shanno bhavat vayama, Shanna indro prahaspatihi, Shanno vishnururukramaha, Namo brahmane, Namaste vayo, Tvameva pratyaksham brahmasi, Tvameva pratyaksham brahma vadishyami, Ritam vadishyami, Satyam vadishyami, Tanmamavatu, Tadvaktaramavatu, Avatu mam, Avatu Bhaktaram. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
May the sun and the deities protect us from all directions. Namaste to the wind. Namaste to Brahman, that which is beyond name and form, eternal truth. Namaste. Namaskaram. Thank you very much.